Okay, this is a little apology letter for the prophets. Okay, a little bit of nothing personal to all the prophets who are losing subscribers because of that one video that I made 2-3 hours ago. I don't know, but it's like, okay, nothing personal. My bad. I'm gonna correct all of this up. Okay. I have made a mistake by solely relying on prophets. Okay, solely relying on prophets for the Lord to talk to me, right? To the point where it's like it messes up. To the point where it like messes up my trust in God. To the point where it's like you get so reliant. I get so reliant on it to the point where I have to check my phone before I do anything, which is not good because like when we rely on stuff on one way for God to communicate, we miss out on all the other stuff that God communicates to us with. So it's like, you want to subscribe to your prophetic channels, go ahead, do you boo. Do what God says is good for you. But I'm just saying this, do not solely rely on prophets. Do not solely rely on prophets for God to communicate, because it's like we could be wrong, okay? We could lie. We could have bad intentions, okay? I've been there. Like we may be the loudest voices, but we're not the most accurate voices. Just because it's loud does not mean it's accurate. Because when you only rely on the loudest voices for God to talk to you, you will miss out on all the ways that God speaks to you. You will miss out on all the ways God communicates to you. Okay? I don't believe in no universe. I don't believe in no angel numbers, like that they exist, but I don't believe in no angel numbers. I don't believe in none of that new age whatever. Okay? But I'll say this, God speaks to you through your environment. And what I mean by that is like, God is an opportunist when it comes to communicating with you, whether it's in the loudest way or in the most subtle way. All right. So it's like sometimes whenever you lose something, God moves your eyes to where to look. Sometimes like God will gradually walk you to where you need to go. Like one time like this happens a lot. And I won't say get, but it was more like this. When like before things started going downhill, like, how do I say this? Like a couple of years ago, I used to go shopping with my mom. So it's like, but I don't want to keep talking about it. Okay, I don't want to keep. This is not to hide anything. This is not what this is about. So when it comes to this, I used to go shopping with my mom. I just look at all the clothes, look at all the pretty stuff that I like. And then when I get tired of looking at the clothes, I ask the Lord to guide my feet. I ask the Lord to guide my feet to my mom So then he did. I just got to put my full trust on him and then let him guide me to my mom. And it works like 100% of the time. God, so it's like, so I don't be walking around in circles too many times. Like God made sure like I walk to my mom. So it's like, God guides my feet to my mom. Okay. And it works. It works. All I have to do is trust him. So yeah, God talks to you through your environment. So it's like, it's not that I have anything personal. It's like this. When it comes to that's my apology. So watch your prophetic words, but do not solely rely on them to the point where it's like you have to check, like to the point where you have to check your phone for prophetic words in an earthquake or something like that. Like, no, because it messes up your trust in God. So, yeah, my bad, prophets. So, back to why do people die? Okay, before Tree of Knowledge, Adam and Eve, they were ecstatic. They were eating fruits, enjoying the garden. They were naked, and they had no shame in it. The tree of life was like, the tree of life was nothing physical. It was not a physical fruit. It was literally immortality. It's literally immortality. Okay. God says, do not eat of the tree of knowledge, right? And he said, if you eat the tree of knowledge, you will surely die eventually. Like, I mean, this is like, you will die if you eat of the tree of knowledge. I don't mean drop dead. Like, not that. You just will eventually die. And you will not be able to escape it. That sin will equate to death. That sin will bring you death. Sin will bring death. And I also gotta remember, before the tree of knowledge, Adam and Eve, they know the perfect life. Like, they know the perfect life. They know what it's like to be perfect. They know what it's like to be sinless. Okay, they know what is it really like to be sinless. But now that they ate the tree of knowledge, they don't know what that's like anymore. So the reason why everybody had to take on, after their mistakes, like had to take on their problems, like they're struggling with, is like, keep in mind, Adam and Eve knew the perfect life of the tree of knowledge. But now that they ate of the tree of knowledge, they don't know that perfect life anymore. So now whenever they try to live the perfect life, it becomes extremely overwhelming. Like, the perfect life becomes extremely overwhelming. So remember, perfect life, okay? If Cain and Abel came out sinless, coming from two sinful individuals, they would be sinless for nothing. Because if Adam and Eve don't know the perfect life, all they can do is raise them based on like their definition of good and evil. Like, when you are a parent, your children becomes who you are, not who you have become. Like, I mean, like, not who they become, who you are, not who you want them to be. Okay, you have kids, they're gonna take after all your good, they're gonna take after all your bad, and they're gonna take after all your ugly. They're gonna make the same mistakes that you done made at their age. Like, they have seen you when you were their age. Like, they have seen you when you were their age. Like, it's just hereditary. If you racist, your kid's gonna be a racist because that's how you raising them. You gonna raise your kids to be a racist. If you got anger issues, you like to throw hands with your kids and stuff, your kids is gonna have anger issues throwing hands with their kids. Okay, back to what I was saying. If, like, for example, you violent with your kids are gonna grow up violent with their kids, and so on to the next generation, etc. If you sarcastic, your kids gonna be sarcastic too. They just adopt your character. They adopt your accent. They adopt everything about you. Even the stuff that they didn't know you've done when you was their age. People say like, oh, my kids don't represent me. Like, to a certain degree, they do. They do to a certain degree. So it's like, back to the perfect life. Okay, back to the perfect life. Cain and Abel would be sinless for nothing. Like, think about it like this. How can imperfect parents raise their children to be perfect? How can imperfect parents raise their children to be perfect? So it's like Cain and Abel would have been immediate sinners. They would have been immediate sinners as soon as Adam and Eve then taught them the wrong things. So this is why we all have to take on all their punishments, because like being sinless coming from two sinners, it's not gonna get us anywhere. It's gonna have the same results regardless. So whether you want to like the video, go ahead, like the video. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. All right. God bless. So God bless. Be yourself. Be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. And it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to be yourself and be like Christ at the same time. Like, it is okay to be yourself and be Christian. So God bless.